Happy days. Right, here we go. We'll start it now. Right, here we are. Episode number 8. We're still here.
8 already, Brenny, yeah.
We're still getting away.
Good man.
We're joined with a very special guest with Kim Gannon here. And
delighted to have you, Kim.
Yeah, delighted. Welcome to our studio.
You're our first guest.
You're our very
Congratulations.
Congratulations, yeah.
And
Parks is here as well.
welcome to Park as well.
And Parks, another well-renowned show. We're going to have loads of questions for them now in a couple of minutes. We're on the
Tullamore Dew, 12-year-old Brenny. I brought out the nice bottle just for the night that was in it. Yeah, first guest, and we're, as I say, we're delighted to have Kim, our first guest and our first female hunter. We're killing two birds with one stone. We've long wanted to get guests on, and Kim has gratefully decided to come on. And especially as I say, look, we've like my daughter, as I said before, is mad into the hunting, so it's we're privileged to have you on, and thanks again. Yeah, the Tullamore Dew, Brenny, nice.
Good stuff, man. Yeah, I like it. Yeah,
not too far away as well.
No, I know.
We're keeping it local.
Keep it local, right.
Cheers, guys.
There's a good supply, is right. Yeah, cheers. Good luck.
Good health.
Good health. Before, I suppose, we get too stuck into all the questions and stuff, anyone that's out there that is perhaps stuck for a couple of gift ideas, male or female. Christmas is obviously coming up.
Yeah.
And if his or her is finding hard to buy for, just remember this. Write this down. Discount Centre, number 7, Golden Island, Anchors Bower at Loan, County Westmeath. That'll get you straight to the front door of Wild Hunter. We were down there.
What did you call them, Brenny? The
woodies
of hunting
and fishing.
Yeah, hunting, fishing, and camping, and everything in between.
Exactly. If you're looking for anything, ring Wild Hunter, and if they haven't got it, then it doesn't exist.
Yeah. We were down there last night. You were looking for a bone saw, yeah?
Yeah.
And we were just talking about it, and literally there was one hanging up inside the door.
Yeah. Isn't it?
That's mad, yeah.
And not bad. And in fairness, not badly priced either. So
no.
You will get any amount of gift ideas from.
We're chatting to the owner. What, they're 20 odd years old now?
Yeah. They're going about 20 years.
Great guys.
Fantastic.
You ever down there, Kim?
No, I wasn't. So
no.
take a visit.
Yeah. The gun showroom.
Bring the checkbook.
Honest to God, yeah. I was literally thinking to myself last night. I was saying, if I won the lotto, and I don't mean like it's not that you need a lotto to go there, but like, if I won the lotto, it'd be definitely one of my number one stops.
Oh, stop.
Even the gun collection for camping, fishing, the amount of stuff down there is unreal. So it is. So.
And we went down there last night. I mean, we got tea, the biscuits, the whole lot.
Yeah, 100%.
It was deadly actually. We met loads of hunters down there.
Yeah, giving out a couple of freebies going out. It was brilliant.
It was brilliant,
yeah. Did a big Pulsar night. So
look, don't talk.
Yeah.
Brenny, the wife is going to listen to this, man.
Yeah,
we're supposed to keep that top secret. Deposit on the Pulsar.
Yeah, honest to God. Actually, what was it, like €50 or something?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Did you ever try any of the Pulsar gear, guys, no? The thermal or night vision?
No. Would you do much foxing at all? Or? Yeah. It's a game changer. Stuff.
This is off the chart. It's like watching. Was it 4K?
Yeah.
Ultra HD and
everything. Like literally, like it's like if you've ever, if you're hunting any fox that's there a bit shy at all, like you could be right up on him. He doesn't know you're there. It's an infrared light, obviously, so you can't actually see it, but you can see them as clear as day. So
it's brilliant.
Brilliant, fantastic, absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
And the guys in Pulsar, I think they are over the Christmas. I think they're trying to arrange us to get in touch with us and maybe do a little bit more, because it was so busy down there last night. There was people queuing up for stuff, so they I think they're going to have us try out a bit of their gear and stuff. So we were really looking forward to it. Yeah, because we could have spent literally another night down there.
100%, yeah, without a shadow of doubt, yeah. And like we'll be giving an honest review on it. Like they're not paying us to do that.
No, not yet anyway.
Not yet. Anyway. No, they might get stuff. They might not get the stuff back. I don't know.
See, if it's a really good review, they have to give us loads of free stuff.
Exactly. That is the truth. Yeah. So that was basically what we were at for the week. Any hunting this week? We have it all?
Not yet, Brendan. No, I'm hoping to get tomorrow morning as the same.
Yeah.
For an hour or two. The young one has a final on Sunday mornings. rules that out. So tomorrow morning's my only morning. So I'm hoping to get for a couple of hours with the dogs and give them a bit of a run. Yourself?
No, I'm going out Sunday after a couple of pheasants out to the gun club if we get a chance, or a pheasant, or maybe get up after deer. I'm nearly fresh out of venison now, so.
Good stuff. You get out shooting, Ken?
Might get out Saturday for a few hours.
Yeah.
Good
And
stuff.
say, now we're going to delve into the question of, say your club, like if you are going to go out, if you're going to go out for a shot, you know, is it, do you have rules, is it one day a week you can go out, or do you just kind of go out when you want to go out, or?
You can go out when you want to go out.
Yeah.
It's quiet at the minute because they're only after releasing the birds and that, like, so.
Grand.
And you were saying, how many's in your club?
I think it's over 40.
40, yeah. Nice size club.
Yeah. Plenty of good land around that bite. Is it all around that bite? Like, there's plenty of bog and there's plenty of cover.
Yeah, there will be plenty of cover.
Yeah, honest to God, yeah.
Good shooting.
Easy for him to walk too.
Easy, yeah.
That makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Especially when you're looking to get out for just an hour or something. It's nice when you can get out nice and quick without crossing too many ditches and trenches.
100%, yeah, you're right before you even start, yeah, honest to God, yeah. Right, I suppose without any
further ado,
we're gonna jump into it. I know you're nervous, don't be nervous.
Oh, I'll be grand.
get more of that ton of more dew there.
Exactly. There's any amount of it there. Well, I'll tell you, the whole reason we want to do this is because we've been in contact. There's a lot of women out there that want to get into hunting. Do you know what I mean? They really do. And we've been we've had loads of questions around it. And one of the biggest ones that comes up is there many women out there doing it? Like, you know, I remember you mentioned that you were the first to join your club, I think, were you? First female.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think I was the first.
Yeah.
100% sure, but I'm nearly sure I was the first.
Yeah, and there's two, as you said, there's two females.
Two. As far as I know, there's two.
So you started a trend.
Yeah,
there you
hopefully
go. Yeah, you opened the door. I think that's probably what's going to happen. I think if one female or woman decides to go into a club, I think it'll open a door. I think the first is always the hardest. As you've seen now, like with Katie Taylor in the box and stuff, like that's what it needs. It needs people like yourself to open doors for others, you know.
Exactly, yeah.
Don't be afraid to go if you want to try it.
Yeah,
100%, yeah. And as well, like we have to say here, like you're not some beginner. Like I know people that know you, and you have a fair shot on you. Like
yeah.
I'm a little bit intimidated. I'm going to be honest with you. You told us there you actually represented Ireland.
Yeah, this year for the first time. Yeah.
Wow, Station, that is brilliant. And like, what kind of countries were you up with? Was it?
It was all over, between Dublin, Galway, Monaghan.
Okay.
Everywhere.
Right. And I've never. Is that like an Olympic trap? Is it that they use?
There's loads of different disciplines. I can't get into all of them with you because I wouldn't know where to start.
Yeah.
The one I was shooting was automatic ball trap.
Okay.
So that's basically you're standing in a line with 5 people or 6 people.
Yes.
And you 2 shots at a whole game and then you move on to the next round.
Okay, right.
Okay.
And they could come anywhere.
They can come anywhere. So you, and is the trap behind you then?
In front of you.
Oh, it's in front of you, is it?
It's like a little house. It's called a house in front of you, and it varies.
Okay, where? So
5 different traps in the house, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then one trap in the house, and it comes out.
And you'd have some coming over you?
No, they don't really go too high.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Brilliant.
See, I definitely would hand it. I don't know really anything about clay shooting. I don't know.
I done small bits, you know, over in Norney, over in the guys in Norney, and Rob, mate mine, brought me over there a couple of times. We did I think it was the Olympic trap, wasn't it? We did the ones with rabbits and the ones coming over. Stuff like that. Yeah. So it's small bit, you know. Very small.
What was that called? Sport. Yeah. I wouldn't have a clue. We've been all rusty. Do you know the one you pull back by hand?
Hand drop.
Yeah.
That's how I started off.
Is it?
Yeah.
We usually do it around Christmas if we're bored. We just gather up a couple of balls, 7.5s, and.
Yeah, we did the automatic with the foot pedal. Myself, my dad, my brother.
Oh, I did.
About the car battery and the.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So you should actually have a fairly good shot then.
I should have brain, but you know, everyone has their cross to bear. We set up actually up in the bog one year, and we kind of got bored. And if the father is listening now, I don't work for him anymore, so he can't fire me. But we kind of got we got to grow off of being how are we going to set this up a little bit different. So we were kind of setting it up at different angles, and then I looked over at the van and. Avid's uncle actually at the time, Mark Lynn, he's dead since, Lord of mercy, and he taught me a good bit about shooting. His anniversary was not too long ago actually, a real good guy, real good shooter as well. We had a couple of good days shooting, but I pulled the father's van in front of the trap, you know, maybe 20 yards, and kind of set at an angle that, with the thinking that it would be coming over the van.
You wouldn't see it.
Yeah, and then we, you know, get some nice shooting, you know, and of course every couple of, you know yourself on the traps, you know, you get a one fly out in pieces, you know. Hit it again, Mark, hit it again. Next thing about like a grenade, like up against the side of the van. So I don't think he noticed actually, you know, might put a bit of clay up against the side of the van or something. But yeah, we didn't try that one again. But
holy jeez,
yeah.
That's cool. I suppose like it's not something I ever really got into. When I shoot with a pump action shotgun, so I'd be very much looked down on. I'd say if I rocked up to it, all I'm short of, you know, it's like having a sauna or shotgun like that or something. Yeah. But no, like Jesus, kudos to you. It's not an easy thing to be doing. Like,
do you find it good for getting your eye in for the pheasants?
Definitely.
Yeah.
You know, like you often go shooting there, whatever, just get going.
Get going, yeah.
They're going again.
Yeah.
And clay pigeon shooting, do you do it kind of all year long?
It kind of depends. Normally when the hunting season starts, I stop shooting in case.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it depends really. Like this year, I've kind of been doing a mixture of both. So.
Okay.
So it just really depends.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Would you go Lakeland shooting? Would you go down there much or?
The odd time I'd be down there. They don't really have that much going on at the minute, I don't think.
Okay.
But when they have stuff on, yeah, we do it.
You go down there. Yeah. Jeez, it's a great facility, isn't it? It's a fantastic facility. Yeah.
One of the biggest questions here, I think. Look, how did you get into hunting in the first place?
I suppose it was more himself, really.
You're to blame.
You're to blame.
I would have done
master of your own demise.
I would have done a bit before in college, but it would have been kind of just following hunts and that.
Yeah.
Not a whole pile, like. And then I suppose when I got in college then and seen him going around, and it's kind of, well, you've got to go and see what
I
that's
like that.
You know,
you were into horses anyway, weren't you?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. So you've
very good.
Yeah, so I was like, right, okay.
Yeah.
We'll give it a go. And yeah, I just went another night then, and he was going lamping and I said, sure, I'll go with you for a while.
Yeah.
And then the more and more I went, the more and more I got into it. And I think he was regretting it then, the more and more I got into it.
Cost the fortune in cartridges now.
You'll have to find a new hobby now, boys.
Save it in the long run. Don't get dragged to a shopping centre, so okay.
That's the other side of it.
Exactly. That's a way to win, I suppose. How long have you been hunting already?
I suppose maybe what's proper hunting, maybe like 7 or 8 years, I'd say.
Right, okay, fair play, yeah. And clay pigeon, how long have you been doing the clays?
I'd say in and around the same, about 8 years.
About 8 years, okay.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's some going, like, isn't it? You know what I mean? I'm 16 years with a shotgun, and I fucking haven't represented Ireland, I'll tell you that.
No. I wouldn't let you represent Ireland.
No, I'll make a fucking show. Maybe it's something else.
You have to watch the cameras there, huh?
Exactly, yeah. Definitely not, yeah. Jesus Christ, that's fair going now.
Yeah, it's good go. Like, if you are into it and you want to ever try to fire a gun even, like, it's the best way to go out and stand. Like, I know I ran one ladies' day clay shooting, and it was just all ladies shooting. And the amount of ladies I got out was absolutely amazing to see.
Yeah.
Serious, yeah. And have you found many of them, have they gone on to kind of, have they kept it going, or?
There's a few that have kept it going. See, I done it and then COVID happened, and then kind of then, so hopefully now we get going again.
I might just move that mic just slightly in towards you, Kim. Just slightly in towards. I think we be set up. Yeah, just another little bit. Yeah. There you go. There you go. And do you find any kind of? Is there any impediments put in place for women getting into shooting? Like, do you find any? What would you say? You know, is there any smart remarks from guys or any of that type of stuff? No.
I haven't come across it.
Haven't come across it, yeah.
Initially, it is, you're kind of like, oh God, it's kind of intimidating. You heading out onto a group of lads going shooting, maybe on a squad of 6 or 7, like, and you're like, oh God, what he's going to think of me? But you know
Jeez,
what?
I tell you, if you were coming out shooting with us, I think we'd be the ones. We'd be
the ones to give it there, like a guarantee.
You know what? I have to say they're the best group of lads you'll ever meet. they're there to help you. They're there to encourage you and want you to go back. And like that, that's what made me go. When I started shooting first, I wouldn't go anywhere on my own. I had to have somebody with me. Started the new discipline then, and I was like, no, I'm not going on my own, can't go on my own. And with a kick and a push and a shove from the lads saying, come on, you're fine, you know. And now looking across.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Fair play to you,
and I think that's a good advertisement for the hunting community in general. Because I think in most sports, and I've talked, we spoke before, I was in martial arts and fighting sports, and I would have heard down through the years of anecdote, and I've never experienced myself, but females trying to get into that discipline and stuff, that they would have faced a little bit of, it wasn't a done thing, and it was, they would have faced resistance. So it's great to hear, especially because our community, the hunting community, is under severe pressure from all angles. And it's nice to hear that there is some good stories. I think, like what you're saying, that there's people out there accommodating. Not accommodating, that's the wrong word. I think encouraging, female into the sport, 100%. That was completely the wrong word, because it's not there to be accommodated, it's there to be encouraged, And I've spoken a couple of times. My youngest daughter comes out shooting with me all the time, and I'm hoping that there's a place for her in our club when she comes of age, I think it's important, especially we came on the show, that there's any woman, be it from 16, I think it was 14 now, you can get a license under is it?
16, I think, is it?
Is it under a parent? Junior license.
Oh, can you get a 14? Can you?
16, is it?
I think it's 16.
16.
Yeah.
Okay, 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I say, but even to, for girls thinking about getting into any of the disciplines, that there is a place for them in this community, and there's people out there that's going to encourage that,
Yeah, and
it's great.
Yeah, why be welcome? Why wouldn't it be? 100%. Like they've proven many times over, like they're every bit or better at a shot than most lads that's out there, and that's probably any lad that does have an issue that is intimidated, and that's exactly, isn't it? Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
To be fair,
absolutely,
yeah, 100%. So no, fair play to you. You mentioned you're a member of a gun club, hunting club. Do you want to give them a shout?
Yeah, give a shout out to Jack Boy Gun Club. They're very accommodating, very helpful, and if you have any questions or that, and from when I started, they were always there, and would always say, alright, you're going out,
Okay, are you guys open to more members, or are you at full capacity at the minute, or what way is?
No, as far as I know, they're still accepting members.
Okay, and he's 40 in the club. That's a nice sized club.
Yeah, definitely.
With a relatively small hunting area.
You
have to accept locals. So.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah. And I suppose I just wanted to ask as well, when you decided you were going to sort of get into it, gun wise, did you any issue with licenses or?
So when I started, it was just pot luck. There was a gun for sale locally in the Glasgow Gun Club, and I said, sure, look, we'll get it, see how you get on. If you like it, we can get something else. Okay. And that was the end of that. I got the gun, sure, I kept it for 3 or 4 years. Got a new gun there last year. Bought a new gun last year, and I wouldn't change it for the world now.
Would you? Fair play.
What are you shooting out of?
CC Green.
Lovely.
Very nice.
And you wouldn't change it?
I don't think I've got a probably left. No, I'll absolutely love it. There's actually a lady stock on it. It's a Monte Carlo stock that's on the gun.
Wow.
So it just fits perfect.
Lovely.
Right.
We were down actually last night, and we had seen we'd seen a couple of 20 boards, did we?
We've seen a couple of 410s.
410s. Sorry, yeah.
I've seen a couple of them. Seen the foldable.
Yeah.
That was it. Have you seen the shot 410? No. Jeez, they're I suppose they're really for they're like a junior gun, aren't they? Like for someone I won't say kids now, but for
people looking to get started in it, it's a nice gun to.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the 20 boards as well. I know a mate of mine, Rob, shooting a 20 bore as well, because he finds it. You don't want to be hard on the shoulder, I think.
Oh my God,
I know. I just know he's hoping to get his young lad in, and it's a nice way to introduce, I suppose.
Yeah.
With a lot less kickback and stuff.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Have you? What was your first gun? Did you say?
It was a betting solid.
Oh, Bet and Soda, they're Italian, I think, is it? I think, Bet and Soda, very good. Where would your locally, have you a gun shop local to you that you use, or?
The gun where I got my new gun was in Monaghan in MC Brown's shop. Highly recommend.
Are you serious,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Happen.
Very accommodating.
Brilliant.
Right.
I'm not there to sell a gun. He'll get a gun that you like.
Yeah.
You know, he won't just say, yeah, that's perfect for you.
No, it has to be,
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Like, I mean, we were down there last night, and for people who want to get into it, like, go into your local gun shop, because the guys are, when I say extremely accommodating, they couldn't do anything more for us down there last night. They brought us into the gun safe, essentially, you know. Any gun that we wanted to take down, and we weren't interested in buying the gun, and the guys knew that, but they're still. You know,
I wouldn't say that.
One of us wasn't.
Like
Neither of us were before we went in there, right? Exactly.
That's right, I had no intention of going before we did there. Now, SX4 is looking very.
There you go. But it is. Like, go in, have a browse around, and you can pick up and feel the gun, see what gun suits you. You know, because everyone's different. Everyone's completely different. So.
And in fairness, these lads, like that players you're mentioning, they're dealing with that every day of the week. They've newbies coming in every day of the week that haven't had a gun lesson before, so there's no stupid question to ask them. Do you know what I mean? So
he's a clay shooter as well himself. He does a lot of disciplines.
Okay, right.
So he knows his guns, knows them inside out.
Yeah.
And just on it, do you do deer shooting, the rifle?
I have shot with a rifle, but not deer shooting. It's on my list of things to do.
That's risky. Okay.
Yeah, well, we can point in the right direction there. Anyway, we probably do more deer shooting than most.
we go deer shooting. We don't essentially bring back a whole pile of deer, but we do a lot of deer shooting. Or deer hunting.
Deer hunting, we walk around with that.
We'll tell you where all the deer are not.
Exactly. They're fairly safe enough. Friends, family, any other, much of your family shoot? Or?
No, I'm the first one really, and no, none of them did.
Do they not, right?
No.
Well, there you go,
No, friends, I've made a lot of great friends through shooting.
It really is a good social outlet, isn't it? Like, it's brilliant. You know, there's always something, you're either working at something in the club or trying to progress something, or, you know, trying to raise a few quid to get something. You know, like, there's always something to be done. And even under the first, do you do the longest tail or heaviest bird? Yeah, brilliant. Just a bit of crack, isn't it, you know?
Who won this year? Is any willing to shoot?
Martin Lynch won the heaviest bird, or the longest bird.
The longest bird, wasn't it? Martin Lynch?
Yeah.
Congratulations, Martin. I don't know why, but give you a shout there. From Abbey Gun Club, is it? Well, Martin.
And was there a competition between you two guys now? Who won the
I was the only one that got one this year. I got the first leg.
Oh, go away!
Didn't even pull the trigger.
I was the same on the first, as you probably heard. It was quite a terrible day on the first. Put up a heap of hands, but no cocks, unfortunately. But there'll be days like that.
There may be days like that. I was worse, at least. I got a few, but I had the worst miss in my life, and it was on camera. So, you know what I mean?
Never to be lived down.
Never, ever for there.
And the miss gets worse, doesn't it? On the night. Do you have a bit of a party around on the first? Or? Yeah.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
Where did you head? Into the village in Avoy, or?
No, we have it in Bacon's bar in Avoy.
Good stuff.
Every year.
Right.
Very accommodating.
Nice
spread, like. Try a few sandwiches and.
Brilliant.
Chips, chicken goujons, that kind of crack.
Yeah.
In fairness, that sounds you can't.
And that's the thing as well. Like, it's a traditional community, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? Like, same up in our place there. We spoke about it before. You head off, and I remember going back in the day when you could bring there'll be lads coming in to measure the tail into the pub, you know, 20 pheasants in the corner, and I'd love to see them days back, you know. But unfortunately, it's not socially acceptable anymore, so it's all behind closed doors. But no, that's some of the nicest memories I have. You know, you go in and everyone brings in the bird and hope for the best.
For the best, yeah. Those days, I remember, and I won't, maybe I shouldn't mention the name of this. I won't actually mention the name of the place, but when we were growing up, our first ones, we used to buy them off a gun shop down in the Midlands. Let's say that. But he was also a publican, right? So it was the weirdest experience I've ever noticed, man. We went down. I forget. We went down one Thursday night. into the bar anyway, and there was like a teachers' union meeting going on. Like, so there was all these teachers, you know, sitting behind us, and we were sitting up at the bar, and the man comes out and what you having? He says, oh sure, you know, pint of Guinness, and Leo was with me, my friend, and whatever he had anyway. So he says to the man, I won't mention his name, I have to be careful here, but he says, come here, what have you got out there as regards 2 2s there? Any nice second-hand 2 2s? And he, oh yeah, Jenny, you have, yeah, how's your hand there? Next thing, out comes this rifle across the bar. Oh, this is no mess. And you know, Leo was there, and he was looking at it and pulling back the action, looking at it. Then he says, what, I'm looking for a new under over there, something, you know, a second or something, you know, not crazy money. Oh yeah, I have the very one. Out comes the under over, and he was, you know, sitting there drinking pints, pointing guns around the bar. And
so like you see the Wild West.
Honest to God, and
yeah.
the thing I was looking at the whole thing was the locals, this teachers union or whatever like that, they didn't bat an eyelid. So this was obviously a regular occurrence.
Yeah. That was look. I think for anyone that doesn't know, the guns weren't loaded.
Oh, of course.
I mean, harmless stuff. Would be completely
not something you'd
not
see.
Politically correct anymore. You know, you wouldn't be handing out the right load.
Not something you'd see every other week, but it was something else. Yeah. What else? Obviously, we have a question here about if your partner does it, but obviously we know Podge is big into it too. So that's yeah. You're delighted, as you're saying. You're not going to get dragged around the shopping centre or anything like that. You can go out for a pheasant.
Is there anything, Kim, that you'd change in our? It's a community. We call it our way of life, you know, because we eat, sleep, and drink this, you know. But and obviously, like, we're coming under, what would you say, severe pressure, you know, from anti-hunting and the animal cruelty element and stuff like that, you know. But I suppose aside from that element, is there anything that you'd like to see happen or change within the hunting environment for better or worse, you know? Or is there anything, like, as I know you haven't felt any pressures from within the club, but have you experienced any pressures from outside the club?
No, thank God I haven't.
No.
You know, it's been great. I have to say, like, I haven't come across anything.
Yeah. You're in college as well, like, and would you feel comfortable talking about that to college friends and stuff that you hunt and shoot?
Yeah, well, it's lucky enough that what I'm doing is equine therapy in college, so
you're kind of in that. Yes, yeah.
But like, there is friends that would be like, right, well, you know what you say, what you can't say, like, you know. Yeah. But that's their choice at the end of the day. Like,
yeah. I think everyone's respected.
I'm not going to start talking about something that they don't want to hear.
And I think that's fair enough.
Yeah. In fairness, yeah. And I'm sure, like, you know, the majority are the same. They mightn't agree with us what to do, but they don't ram it down your neck.
That's it. They don't start giving out to me for going out hunting or whatever. Like, if I'm going to work and they do a great weekend out hunting or whatever, they talk to me about it. Like, they don't go into details or whatever. Like, but they don't come in or they don't start giving out to me like, oh, you shouldn't do this, shouldn't do that. Like,
And have any thoughts on? What would you say? Like, would you have any thoughts on, say, the anti-hunting movement in general? Like, we've probably the last couple of weeks, it coincided. There was a lot of stuff on Joe Duffy and again News Talk. I think the hare coursing was on the other day, and there's a huge push against the hare coursing community now. And look, this is I think one of the pro. I think she was a TD or a councillor. I think she was advocating. You know, it's a huge traditional. Some of the oldest clubs are hare coursing, and they've done everything that has been asked of them. You know, in terms of muzzling the dogs, and you know what I'm saying. And obviously, there's an element who are not abiding the law, but they'll never abide by the law. You know,
if they've banned it in the Ireland, do you think if they ever have a ban?
Because
anymore to ban. You know, do you think that's going to stop those people that don't abide by the rules as it is? Like, it won't.
A lot of them guys that are doing it are holding, and I'd say this. You know, obviously I cannot prove this, you know, but I've, talked to farmers and stuff like that who've come across some of these guys on the land, and some of them hold firearms, you know, and it would be questionable whether they have license for them for firearms. So you're not going to stop them but the people who are law-abiding and who, like, I've seen pictures of I think there was one club there, 80 years old, you know, I think it was a Limerick club, I think it was on one of the social media channels, and so this is a huge traditional element in this country. I think they made a very good point. If the clubs who are coursing, who is going to look after the hare? Are the anti-hunters and the animal welfare? Who's going to pick up that baton? That, do you know what I'm saying? Because without the hare, these clubs wouldn't exist. So it's within their own interest to keep both the habitat and the vermin and all that kind of stuff under control.
Under control, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Would you have any thoughts on that, Kim?
It's a tough one really to talk about.
Yeah.
Because you're stepping on toes that you don't belong to stepping on, and that kind of thing. But like, I would like to see it keep continuing.
Yeah.
As you say, it's your way of life. It is our way of life. Do you know that kind of a way?
Yeah.
But it's going to be a tough one to see what way it goes down the line.
Yeah,
definitely. It really is.
I think it's the way it's been framed as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like if somebody hasn't experienced, say, what we do, or even the coursing, a poor defenceless hare being attacked by a greyhound, but if you were to let that greyhound off the leash and take the muzzle off him, and the hare was there, that greyhound's going to chase after him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but their argument, like the way they frame it, it's very clever. You know, because you're painting a picture of a lovely defenceless hare or rabbit. You know what I'm saying? But I think the point will always go back, no more than the pheasants. Like we're seeing, I know in our club, because I was talking about the other night, we're changing the way I know we spoke before, you guys release birds and stuff, which we have done for the last number of years, but we're trying to change that a little bit because we're seeing a huge decline in birds, you know, both from vermin, we feel buzzards are playing a huge part in that, and you know, obviously habitat and crop and so on and so forth. So it's pressure from all angles, but so we're trying to change and trying to get natural stocks up.
Yeah.
But without us, we'll go back to this loads of times, but without, and include all four of us here, there's very little by the way of I don't know of any anti-hunter establishment or animal cruelty that are sowing game crops.
No, 100%. Yeah. It'd be quick to say that we shouldn't be fucking doing it, but they're not. At the same time, what are you fucking doing to? Do you know what I mean? Like, quick to say that's so fucking cruel.
Yeah.
The poor defenceless pheasant you're going up, and we spoke on the last podcast about that idiot that wrote that letter. But at the same time, it's again, it's down to no education about it. You know, it really is. Like, you know.
And I mean, we've spoke. I think we've all had mixed fortunes on the first. Me and Padraig didn't get a shot at a bird in the first.
Yeah.
Your club had 100 pheasants, same as my club. You had 2 or 3. Two.
Shot?
Yeah.
3, yeah.
And Kim, you shot? One.
Yeah.
So, 300 birds in your club.
Yeah.
So 500 birds between the four of us. You know, not between the, but between the four clubs, 3 clubs, and you know.
Yeah, that's
4 birds. You know,
four birds,
we're not going around blasting things, and, you know, and coming back.
Like I'd say, and I'd be interested. Have you noticed? So say if you let out 100 birds, have you done in your club? Have you counted up at the end of the year how many birds they have been harvested?
We've been trying to do that over the past couple of years.
Yeah. But I hazard a guess here, would you even shoot 50 of them, or 50% of them, like?
No.
You wouldn't.
No, not even close.
Maybe 25%, maybe.
Yeah, you wouldn't. This is true, isn't it? So like, you know, they're there. Like again, I think make the point again. if there's pheasants out there and people admire looking at them and seeing them on the road, you know, you're welcome. Because if it wasn't for your local gun club, they wouldn't be there.
You wouldn't be seeing them. Simple as that.
I was shot at one of the longest birds was 3-year-old. He was released 3 years.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Ring them.
That's a brilliant idea. That's actually a really good idea. We don't do that. Do you do that?
I bought the rings this year, but just we had so much going on in the club this year, because we I don't know whether you followed it. We built the pen and did all kinds of stuff. But it's our plan to start ringing them and start we do. At least we can get a bit of feedback.
That's a really
look, there's a good bit of work involved in that as well. So No, we'd be hoping to do that.
Yeah.
The horses came. I'm going off.
Oh yeah, I actually want. Yeah, went to that.
This is this is something we don't have. I know I was on a horse I think once in my life, and it didn't like me, and I didn't like much like him.
The only horse I was on, I think, is the one in the shopping centre. You put €2 with it.
Or there used to be one in Buck Mullins, I think, years ago, wasn't there?
Buck Mullins, was there?
Was there Buck and Bronco, or was it
in the old Darnley Lodge in Alpine, yeah.
Wasn't there? Yeah.
Was there?
I don't know. It's before.
I think I remember it, man, vaguely.
I don't know.
I think I won that competition that night, but I think
You're showing your age.
or maybe it was. No, look, we'll say no more then. Tell us a bit about what sport is it?
I would do, say, cross country, hunter trials, show jump, and not so much show jump, but I do a mixture of it all.
Okay, show jumping as well.
Yeah, a mixture of it.
Wow.
Trials,
Yeah. And how did you get into that?
That's going back a while now. Years ago, I was just kind of growing up with horses. Friends had horses. Was like, yeah, I want to do horses. I don't want horses.
So again,
Friends, yeah.
Yeah.
That's an area that definitely a little bit here, but definitely more so across the water has come under serious pressure, hasn't it? In recent years, the fox hunting, isn't it? Yeah. Do you do much of that? Like I'll be honest with you, it's not. I don't really have an opinion on it. It's not something I do, but I don't see it as cruel either. It's again, it's you know.
It's the same approach basically as of hunting, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So for people who don't understand, Kim, horses, and do you guys go out with hounds or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So and you hunt fox basically.
Yeah. Some hunt foxes and some do hunt trials. So like you're basically traveling the same thing.
Ascent. Yeah.
So there's no foxes involved in that.
Yeah. It's popular. I remember, like, I don't know, it used to be made around here, but there's a couple of clubs around us, like, and it was always, I think it was around, it's usually around this time of year.
Yeah.
Yeah. But is it as popular now, like, would you say, or?
It would be, yeah. It kind of hasn't really.
And I know that because I see our local, they kind of park, I don't know what club it is, but they park, you know, at Bala Crossroads there, you know, around our club, there'll be horse boxes going 4 ways. But do you come under pressure from access from farmers and stuff like that, or is it, in general, are they pretty okay?
No, they're pretty good, like, you know, they're very accommodating, but like, respect is given what respect is given.
Yeah. It's a two-way street, isn't it? You know?
Basically, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So you're not going in battering, leaving gates up and all that kind of stuff, the stuff that, you know.
Yeah, that would give you a bad reputation. Yeah. One other question I have for you there, the pheasants, game meat, I know you mentioned you don't hunt here, but I know Farag mentioned that you do a bit of foraging and stuff.
Yeah, I know, if whatever we shoot, we eat, basically. Like,
yeah.
Brilliant.
I have to give the pod, she's fairly handy at cooking up different meals and that.
Good man, the pod, yeah.
Stuff
like that, yeah.
Favourite dish? What's your favourite?
Venison would be my favourite.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, I hadn't known that now with ash or with...
We'll give you something out of the freezer before you go, yeah?
Yeah. For roast there, not that long ago, we followed it from, what was the name of the book?
Buck Moose.
Buck Moose.
Okay.
Oh, I've heard of these.
Brilliant books.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Buck Moose, yeah, I think I've heard of it. Is it American?
It's American.
Yeah.
There's loads of different ones, so there's ones for ducks and pheasants and fish and
lovely.
keep them off.
You can't beat it though, you can't. It's just automatically tastes like, we've said this, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just automatically tastes nice when you know it's wild. Like.
That's it. It does, I have to say, like, venison would be my favourite, like, but I'd often let pheasant, I just cook pheasant and rabbit. Try it all.
Can't be it.
And that was important already. I haven't eaten that.
Yeah. I keep talking about these venison or rabbit burgers.
Yeah, the famous rabbit, they're invisible. I haven't seen that colour rabbit burgers to this
The
day.
rabbits are invisible. I'm sick of going out looking for them, so they are. But I do a rabbit burger, and it's just obviously it's minced rabbit meat, and I put about 40% hickory smoked bacon into it, and
It was my first game to eat after.
rabbit was it?
I got one myself. Yeah, it was my first.
Lovely.
First night to eat. So yeah.
such a lean, healthy meat as well. I mean,
absolutely,
you know.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's lovely. What about ducks? Do you go after any waterfowling?
Yeah.
Won't be out in the lake now after buying a boat and engine and stuff. So trying to get out on the water. So.
Fair play. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Where you, without giving away Midlands, will you head up?
Yeah, I mean Midlands mostly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Midlands like the closest runs to us really.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And there's any mountain,
Get to know what I'm doing before I start venturing further afield.
I know, 100%. Yeah.
I often think, guys, it's a shame that all the kind of seasons are condensed. Like you've duck, deer, pheasant, even the geese, all bet into one. It's hard to get everything, isn't it?
Especially the geese. Like, sure, the geese you've only what have you got about 6 weeks.
Yeah, a couple of
6
weeks.
Yeah. Have you got a goose? Have you went out after a goose yet? No.
Haven't
Yeah, you should do that. That's a good experience now. Yeah.
So I'll need to do this down with getting the deer license.
Yeah, you're going to go for the deer license, yeah?
Actually, I was going to go for it this year, but just life got in the way. So.
I know.
Talking about that, we were down last night, and with the new, we were asking the guys the uptake in rifles and stuff.
Yeah.
And obviously the proficiency course, isn't it?
Yeah, the HCAP and the
HCAP.
equipment, yeah. That's a thing. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, I've heard about it.
Yeah. You'll have to do that.
But it's put a huge stall, I think, on the license, you know, because the guys down there were saying that it was kind of just landed on them, you know what I'm saying, this year, and they weren't given too much notice about it, so they had a lot of people who were, you know, going to get their rifle, and then obviously then have to try and find one of these courses, and
the availability of the course.
Yeah, they're thin on the ground, so if anyone can shed a bit of light on that for us, you know, if there's somebody that can, you know, because I know with the we organised it a few times in the club where the guys came. I know it was different with the shotgun, but the proficiency course for the shotgun, they come around and you know they could do it for a club, you know, with 5-6 lads. So I think it's definitely required. Like,
honestly,
something like that, you know, rather than one of the guys that said he got short notice that there's one on there next week. Where is it? Donegal.
Donegal, yeah. He was living in. Where was he living? Down in Forban. Actually, I think. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I can't remember now. Yeah.
If you're listening to this, he was a fellow we bumped into last night down at Lonely's from Forban. Absolute gentleman. I think he ended up buying a Pulsar, didn't he?
He did, yeah. I wasn't half jealous. It was the one I was after.
He could be divorced now, lad. You don't.
C50,
yeah. You just don't know. What about yourself, Kim? Are you going to go after it? Will you go for the deer license? Do you think?
We'll see how I go.
Yeah.
At the minute, probably not.
No.
I would love to go and do it.
Yeah.
You have a fairly full play between college,
There's
shooting,
just a lot going on.
horses. Yeah.
100%, yeah.
Well, long thing there, definitely.
Jeez, where do you get the time? I'd say that's busy. The horses. How often do you get out with the horses?
At the minute, now with the dark evenings, trying to go out every second or third evening.
Second or third evening.
Realistically, she'll be out every evening.
Every evening. And then try and get a bit of shooting, then rough shooting, and then at the weekend.
Shooting, working, sleeping.
Yeah.
Sleeping overrated.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And you're working as well. You do.
Working about it.
Right.
Wow.
Jeez, it's not easy, is it? Yeah.
And when you get out this weekend,
Yeah, I'm hoping to get out Saturday.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Just bring the dogs out for a stroll.
Yeah, it's good to see the dogs working as well, isn't it?
It's great. It's just being outside in fresh air.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
In the wild.
And you've dogs of your own?
Podgy between us with springers.
Couple of springers.
Springers,
Yeah.
Springers, yeah.
Still having to run after them. So.
Yeah. It's gas, you know. When you get a Springer and you notice like it's you know you'd walk after him on it. It's not you bringing him for a walk. It's him bringing you. Like you just keep going after him and seeing what he's done. Then you get to the stage and you turn around and say, "Shit, I have to walk back." Isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you go, "Oh Jesus Christ!" You realise how far you are.
Yeah. Well, my Springer isn't too as you've seen him outside, Podgy, I think you said he's probably one of the old style, but he's like myself. He's a bit fun, nice and slow and gentle. I think so. Happy days.
What did you think? Did that stick out about his dog now when you had a look at him?
Good big dog.
Exactly, there it is. Yeah, no,
he's like a Springer on steroids, isn't he?
He is outrageous. I was like, like it's a mixture between a Springer and a fucking Shard in Poland. It's telling me around on his head, isn't it? I'd like to put the picture up on Instagram. Keep getting to
He's only a puppy. He's still growing.
That's the funny thing. He's only 2, is he?
2, yeah.
Jesus Christ, he's massive.
Still a bit filling out to do on him yet.
Honest to God, yeah. Jeez, he's absolutely massive.
He's well fed.
He's well fed, yeah.
That's slowed down.
Yeah.
Honest to God, yeah. What is there anything else that you'd like to get into? Obviously the deer hunt. Is there any other aspects of it you'd like to get more involved in? Or?
No, it's just more time to do more bush work.
Yeah.
The biggest thing.
Yeah.
It's
It's a brilliant hobby, isn't it? Like I would say hobby is brilliant. Like you think of, I often think, when you get up on say, hopefully tomorrow morning is like this morning, there's a bit of, that kind of fog in the hills and stuff, and I think every hunter, there's a story in Road Pursuits is one of the first ones, isn't it? I think it's Walking with the Cocktails or something like that,
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know where you guys have read it. If you haven't got the magazine.
We have it there actually, yeah, somewhere.
Brilliant.
Have it pre-ordered.
Brilliant.
Come on, yeah, Sean.
Brilliant.
Yeah, we'd be chatting to him. It's a great thing, isn't it?
Stop! I can't wait. When we finish up here, I'm going to have the fire on in there and read the second half.
Yeah, it's dead.
But I think every hunter can appreciate them mornings, the bit of frost on the ground.
Yeah, bird singing.
And I often think how many people are in bed and they're not getting to experience the sun coming up and the header going, the auburny colours and the dogs out running. It's brilliant, isn't it?
100%. I remember one year, I think must have been at Christmas, before I went to Australia anyway, and it was Christmas Day, and we're in the band and you know the way that could be, like, I'm one I can't sit still for too fucking minutes, I have to be doing something, like, so we're sitting there and I said, man, what time will dinner be ready at? I won't be ready till 4 o'clock, and it was after snowing, like, it was a good bit of snow, like, so I said, right, sure, I know what to do, grab the phone and walk across the field, and I swear to Jez, man, do you know when it's like, snowing, everything it's like a sound, like it mutes all.
It's like a sound blanket.
It's like a sound blanket. I just always remember that, and I swear to God, that was one of the most nicest experiences in life. But I always remember that. It's just fucking something.
Same as that. I think there's only down here. I shoot a little bit around here with the young lads, and it was one around Christmas one year actually. I was off for a couple of days, I think. Anyway, like that, it just started to snow, and we had done a trek down. Couple miles that way, and as we were coming back, the snow was getting heavier, and now I suppose some people that would be like, oh jeez, you're walking miles in the snow beating you, but I just could not have been happier.
100%, it's definitely, you can't beat it.
You get in there and the fire on, and you have a pheasant on your back, you know what I'm saying, there's nothing as...
There's nothing, it's brilliant, I meant to say, what I forgot to say as well, is a little hip flask with a drop of whiskey in it.
There you go, now you're talking.
Yeah, that's probably illegal actually,
You didn't say you drank it, Bernie.
No, I didn't, exactly.
You had the hip flask of whiskey,
Exactly, for an emergency. Right, a couple more, just quick fire questions before we go. If you had to pick one, pheasant shooting, clay shooting, which would you do? Pheasant shooting? Okay, fair enough, right. Under over or side by side? Under and over. Okay, very good. What else? What catches are you using? Just 7.5 for a clay.
For a clay, 7.5.
And what would you go for? The pheasants, what are you going for?
Whatever you do.
Is it?
I think they're 32 grams.
32 grams, 6 or something probably.
I think
5 and 6 is it?
Right, okay.
Remember that one.
You pheasant 5s, you shoot 5s, yeah?
I know I shoot with 5s, yeah. I actually shot with steel shot this year. It was the first time I ever shot with steel shot. I don't actually know why I bothered with steel. All the lads, a lot of lads in our club are big into the goshawks and stuff. So if they're not eating the pheasant, they'll give it to the bird, like, so I can't have any lead in it.
Yeah.
But we shot with steel shot this year, and it was funny. My gun, do you know the what's it called? The fleur de lis is have you seen that?
No.
So there's a stamp. Have you heard of that?
Oh yes,
Yeah. So that's it. So there's none Mossberg. I went to Mossberg. It's American made, and not too many of the American guns have it, like, and it's a very grey area as to whether it was
suitable enough.
yeah, whether it's suitable, like so. And I was just there, geez, what do I do here? I was in between two minds, and yeah, I'm telling you here now, the first time, because you hear all these, it like span the barrel and all these stories, like it's not fit for it, like so. I was literally, man, for the first shot, I was literally like closing my eyes. And I was waiting. I swear.
Is that what you're trying to blame now on the missed shot? Is it? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. All I was sure of doing, I was putting on a motorbike helmet to take the shot.
Funny enough, when we were talking about that on the podcast, my mate listened to the podcast, and I had sent you obviously the article, remember, with the chokes and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I said, tell him not to put the chokes in the steel shot. And he thought I said, no, I've already sent him the little article we were discussing.
About the full shot, yeah. But that's the thing, my gun, like I don't know. I just say I don't know anything about pressure. Like I don't even know anything about chokes. Like I swear to God, I got my Mossberg about 17 years ago. There's a choke in the top. I think it's the sort of a choke. It screws in anyhow, but it's not. There's no numbers or fucking anything. So it is what it is. Like so. I think it's supposed to be a full choke for a steel shot, I think, isn't it? Or is you heard of that?
Yeah, there is chokes are compatible for steel shot.
For steel shot, yeah.
Yeah.
But like for that to work, you have to know what the one is. I have to fucking clue. I was literally just waiting to. I thought it was going to be like one of those Animaniacs. You know, you look in the barrel.
Yeah, come out with the
wrapped around you.
Your gun is obviously choked with the clays, is it?
Yeah.
We have a primitive. I spoke about it in the podcast. I have a primitive way of I use my finger to gauge, and
it's just
I give a tighter shot in the bottom barrel. So if I'm unlucky with the first one, and that's the way I do it. So full choke on the top, and then tight choke on the bottom.
On the bottom of it, yeah.
Very simple.
Yeah.
But it works.
Something. Occasion. Have you ever had any bad misses? Have you ever had any like times? What have you done? Have you learned much like from your time, like? Yeah, well, anything, yeah.
Yeah. So for somebody, for us pair of ages here, you know, we're missing a lot. Any pointers on the clays?
Yeah.
It's a hard one really, but it depends on what you're shooting. Like, I've had lessons, clay shooting lessons.
Okay.
I think everybody needs to have them really.
So I've heard like.
Definitely, well, for the likes of me starting out, definitely, because you put your gun up, you see this clay coming at you. Me personally, I look at it and go, oh look.
Yeah,
there goes
so
the
that
clay.
split second.
And then you're like, oh, I was going to shoot clay. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
But then eventually you get into it, you get drilled into it. Like,
get away with it.
Yeah. Keep your head in the stock would be the main thing. Like.
Okay.
If you do move your head off the stock, your vision changes.
Okay. One question. One eye closed?
I was just about to ask.
Yeah. What?
That depends too on the discipline. Now I started off shooting sporting and I would have always shot with one eye closed.
Yeah.
Now with this new discipline, I have to keep my two eyes open.
Yeah.
How do you find that tricky now?
Yeah. Constantly telling myself, don't close your eye, don't close your eye. And then you've only like 3 seconds from when you call pull, that bird goes, and then you're like, the eye opens and the eye closed.
Yeah. See, I had experience with this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So similar to that, one eye closed.
Okay.
I shot, and then.
Or both eyes closed. Or one.
Debatable, really. Debatable. But and then again, discussing. I read an article or looked at it, and there was just 2 eyes open. I thought it was a revelation. You know, I was going to be even better than I was before.
Okay.
But and geez, I couldn't have hit a post that was in front of me.
I'd be the same. I'd say,
It was terrible. I was shooting at rabbits down here, just down the road, and they were literally looking down and they weren't too bothered about me shooting there.
They heard a bang somewhere. They're looking.
And I gave it a good. I don't think I've hit that.
Have you?
I didn't know. No, with 2 eyes open, so I would just went back then. So.
Did you? Yeah, I find that very hard to do. Like, I don't know what way you do, but if with the rifle, I'd have both eyes open on the scope.
No, one eye.
Would you? Yeah. No, I always have. If I'm looking at the scope, I'll both eyes open. But I think it's different looking out through a cross.
No, I do. Yeah, one eye closed. Yeah.
Closed. Yeah. No, I'd have both open.
Yeah. See, I think as well with the glasses, right? Because like when I'm looking down, because you're like that, you get a different sight down this eye than the other eye. It's really weird, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
Do you find that? I'm thinking about getting my eyes later just solely for shooting.
Really? Yeah.
Because when the wind and the rain is beating,
What about contact? Not just shoot. What about contact?
I don't like putting fingers near my eyes, man.
Yeah.
I had that problem for years. Couldn't figure out why can I not see them, why can I not see them. Got contact lenses, the same thing. Yeah, I could see them, wasn't great.
Yeah.
The blurry was still there. And then I went shooting shoot there a couple of weeks ago and the contact lens split halfway through the shoot and I was like, oh, here we go. Couldn't see a thing.
Oh,
I stopped shooting. You know.
Yeah.
They're actually there this week. I just went and I got glasses, prescription glasses for shooting.
Yeah.
Oh, fair play, right?
Expensive, but sure.
And you find them good?
This is
I
going to
haven't
be.
used them yet. I
Okay.
collecting them and my phone collecting them.
Well, I'd be interested to hear that.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a completely stupid question, okay? When you say a prescription, like, is there anything different? Are they just prescription glasses, or do you tell these people that I'm actually going to be shooting?
I went in, when I went to get my eyes tested there not that long ago, I spoke to ask them would they do insights for shooting glasses, and they knew what I was on about.
Okay.
So
No way.
it's obviously not.
Yeah, because I can get,
uncommon.
I sunglasses, they can do the
Yeah.
shaded ones, so that I presume they can just get the lenses. And it, obviously that, because the shooting glasses are semi kind of moulded, aren't they? They're not as, like me and you both have similar glasses on, where they're like on flat plane essentially, where the shooting glasses are slightly curved, I think, aren't they?
Yeah, well
Yeah.
with this now it's an insert, so it slots up into the glasses, so
Okay.
you're inserting then you're shooting frames around them.
Around them. Okay.
Different colours for different lights and stuff.
Okay.
And would you use much of them? I've often seen it, and like people use, like, isn't there? I've seen they've all these other funny looking glasses, different coloured lenses, and
Yeah, it's for the different coloured lights.
Oh,
Or not different coloured lights, different coloured lenses for the different shades of lights.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus, right? Okay, right. And I've even seen them now. Don't some of them do it where the frames on the bottom? Have you seen those? You know the way normally you have the frames on top. I've seen them before. You've heard the frames on the bottom, so you've no.
Oh, maybe for high class.
Yeah. When you know, if you look up, there's no.
Impediment there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen them somewhere. Yeah. And then what else kind of gear wise? Obviously, you've got your gun. You've got your prescription glasses. Is there anything else gear wise that you'd?
That's basically it.
Yeah.
So you go rough shooting, right? Because we were talking about this last night, because like we were in Woody's last night for hunting, so and there is like, you know, I have a couple of essential pieces of kit, you know, the knife and the boar snake. Do you bring a boar snake? Yeah. But you don't, Benny, you know.
For the
Rough shooting.
no, I don't have a boar snake. You know, man. I should be saying this because I'm planning on trading this gun in. It's a really good gun. Honestly, it's a well-oiled machine.
And yeah, so just a knife. Do you bring a knife? No.
Yeah,
Knife.
Game carriers,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the usual.
Yeah.
Don't bring too much because then the walk and the carrier and the weight of the gun and the weight of everything.
And all the pheasants you shoot down as well on top of that, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a course.
It's a course. Yeah. Someone has to do it. And then, so say if you're going out on a shoot, like say if you say like a competition shoot or something, would you find is it an expensive day?
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
There's no point beating around the bush.
Yeah.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, cartridges are expensive.
Yeah. Cartridges are the biggest thing.
Entry fees.
An entry. Okay.
So what are you talking roughly for a day shooting?
Say €100 more.
€100, yeah.
That's a bit. That's a fair bit.
Yeah.
That is a fair bit.
Yeah.
That's a fair bit, isn't it?
Like
And-
entries could be anything from €40 to €75.
Okay. And
And
then
that's
you're
just entries, and then you're paying our cartridges on top of that.
okay.
And here's a question now: when you were shooting for Ireland, was there much was there much sponsorship? Did you get like?
No.
I assume that's
That's
sad, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
that, you know what I mean? No,
Surely one of the gun shops should
but not even the gun shops.
well, yeah, but like I'm just saying, like surely should one of the ammo stores or something should get behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To get behind it, but like it should be some sort of initiative there from like whatever the Irish
Sporting bodies as well. Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, it's wrong though. I think that's.
You get a t-shirt for your privilege.
A t-shirt,
Yeah.
that's it. So like the cartridges on the day, you
I
bought.
like it, yeah.
Are you serious?
Pay
Yeah.
for your hotel, pay for
Yeah, it becomes an expensive night, doesn't it? You know, or expensive day.
yeah, they actually I forgot about that. Yeah.
Right. But still, like that's not going to go a long way. Like when you have to. If
No,
you're.
like those shoots are 200 birds. Like it's not your normal 100 bird shoot. Like, so they're
Okay.
200 birds.
Jesus
So
Christ.
it's like a 2 day.
Okay.
Jeez, well, like I think that's Like clay pigeon shooting, it's an Olympic sport. Like it's big. You know, you don't have to go too far. Like look at the success that England have had is phenomenal. Like you know.
yeah.
And I know, and again, I'm not letting on to anyone much, but I know we have had lads here, the contenders, and they've been.
Yeah.
Derek Burnett, Ian O'Sullivan.
What's the name?
Ian O'Sullivan and Derek Burnett, Aoife Garland.
Burnett, I've definitely heard of. I've heard of them, right? Like, so phenomenal talent out there. Like,
Yeah.
definitely, yeah. So
But
like,
probably not the support, as you said, Brady. Like this is the thing. It's not a cheap sport to be like, because aside from the competition side, these guys have not the same as a runner has to go out and do his 10, 15, 20k. Like a clay pigeon shooter has to go out and essentially practice.
Yeah.
You know, how often roughly would you have to practice to be at the?
When I started this discipline, I was out every Wednesday, and then you'd be out on Saturday as well or Sunday.
Yeah.
So you could easily, and I'm not trying to put words in, but you could easily spend €200 a week then.
On top of diesel or everything.
Yeah.
That's tough, like, yeah. Like, I get it if you're trying to get, I get it, like, honestly, we wouldn't be expecting, like, the Irish Sports Council to be handing out money, so you're interested in clay pigeon shooting, sure, okay, we'll pay your expenses and stuff like that. But if you're getting to the standard that you're obviously at, if you're getting to the standard, when you're adorning the tricolour and you're representing your country, jeez,
absolutely, it should be something, yeah.
100%.
Should be something.
Yeah.
And I mean, especially with the like, you hear the figures that are being, and I've no disrespect, but the figures are bandied around with the boxing and stuff like that,
Yeah.
Surely, if this is one of the sports we can compete internationally at, you know what I'm saying? We're as good as anyone else. So like, there's no doubt that with the right parameters put in place, that we can't compete. But that's a big impediment for somebody. On top of that's not, we haven't discussed the gun. You need a pretty decent gun.
Yeah, I'm sure, like, I'd imagine there's no one shooting, €500-600 Baker guns, I'm presuming.
Definitely.
No, like, yeah.
Couple of grand minimum.
What's that?
Couple of grand minimum.
Yeah.
What kind of dollars is your gun, Kim? Do you mind us asking?
I think mine was around 3.5.
3.5, yeah.
Second hand.
Yeah.
Second hand.
Yeah.
That wasn't good.
Yeah.
I think if I put all my guns together, I think they'd come to 3.5 grand. I made about the scopes, but like, yeah, geez, that's serious. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And like, again, as well, it's not as if you have over 100 people representing their country every year at clay pigeon shooting. Would you agree with that? Like, it's not like it's a small number. They wouldn't have to pump in hundreds of thousands. Surely to Jesus.
Not hundreds of thousands, but there's that many different variations and disciplines within clay shooting.
Yeah.
It would be a good few numbers.
Would be a good few, would it? Yeah.
But like, they could do something simple. Like, I mean, surely with the some sort of tax on the ammo. If you're like, I'm not talking about me and Brenny, who are only, we're going through a couple of boxes of cartridges a year. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different. But you guys are going through, a lot of cartridges. So
thousands.
So like, to be competed at, surely there's something they could do. Even tax wise. You know what I'm saying? If you're going through that amount. And competing at the level you're competing at. Yeah,
but is there not something there already though? Am I thought? Is there not something there that if you're representing your country, you should be entitled to tax exemptions in certain things?
That I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm sure that one. I could be wrong.
I know the Olympic representatives in shooting would get some money off.
Yeah.
The Olympic committees on.
Yeah.
Sports Ireland.
Well, there should be something more.
There should, yeah. We're saying
more. We want more.
Get behind Kim Gannon. Get behind anyone wants to donate or anyone wants to sponsor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Go on.
Somebody took a punt on Katie Taylor when people, you know what I mean.
No, you're talking 110%. So email us at theirishhuntingpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Get behind Kim Gannon.
Yeah, bit of sponsorship.
Any
funny stories, Mrs.
Give us a good one. You can tell about God if you want to.
It is about him. It is.
Yeah. This lad that I know.
Yeah, this person. So, right, when I started out shooting, rough shooting first or whatever. And he's like, right, come on, we go. And he's like, right, okay, of course, I was only starting off. It was raining outside. I was like, oh, do I really want to go out in the rain? Like, you know, I was like, right, maybe. Like, right, go on, sure, what else? And headed off for a few ducks, like, and then and that was grand, sure, it started to get colder and colder. I said, make sure you bring gloves with you. Yeah. No gloves. Well, did I regret not bringing gloves with me? My hands were frozen, like, I mean, they were stuck.
Yeah.
The trigger feels a little heavier then, doesn't it?
So anyways, we get into this, drive down this lane, and he's like, come on, we're going up to that hill, and I'm looking at that hill, and I'm like, really? Is there a shorter way to that hill? Through, I think there were 2 or 3 drains, ditches, the whole shebang, and then headed off, got there, the whole lot, grand, coming back, as I said, frozen coming back, decided to go back this way, up this hill. Kim didn't make it up the hill. Kim slipped back down the hill, got on the arms.
Yeah.
I stood up at the top of the hill, laughing.
I think we've all had one of them.
So I just sat there for 5 minutes trying to console myself to get up this hill.
But you went back and you did it again. So.
I got up with a pull and a drag and got up the hill.
And come here, most important question, how many ducks did you shoot?
I don't think we got any.
That's even worse, isn't it?
Look, there was no talking going on.
Very good,
Yeah,
very good.
Class, absolutely deadly.
And so always the ones, they're always the ones you remember, those.
Oh, just 100%. And like that you were saying, I remember going out a couple of times after duck, especially out in the lake. I remember being down in Loughree one year, and I swear to Jesus, man, like, it was never as cold. It was outrageous. We got absolutely wet. We went out, it was grand, calm day, lovely day. I think we were only bit after a couple of geese. Grand, calm day, out across on the boat. Everyone was cushy. And, you know, we had wet gear ration on. I don't need wet gear enough. I'm not dragging that around. But we did a lot of jazz, guys. We were out in the middle of the lake. And I'm not jazz, God. It was like the perfect storm. We were in this fucking 16-foot Sheila boat, lad. And I didn't think there was waves. You could get waves like in the middle of the lake. Beat the whole life. Terrified. Absolutely terrified. And your man who was driving the boat, and he's a nice fella, like, you know what I mean, but like he was all, you know, he was a big man, he was all in it, like, let's just say that, right? And he was sitting there, the waves were hitting the boat, and they were coming within that of, no, I wouldn't be great anymore, and I just says to your man, I says, we were out in the middle of the lake, and he says, lad, will you head for the shore, lad? No, I hope, lad. He said, take us the whole day to get across the lake if I go around the shore, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never turned around and said, lad, I'm telling you now, I give you €100. I give you €100 if you just go to the fucking, I was never as a fucking bread like, went to the bone, got back to the van, did not shoot a thing the whole day, back to the van, and we literally drove the whole way home from Tipperary, 3 of us, man, nearly in our jocks, shoes off, blast out, we're trying to get off,
frozen.
Never fucking forget.
That's duck shooting, right? And I like, it is probably I love rough shooting, because, you know, 2 feet around the ground, and if I don't feel like going anymore, I can turn around and come back. But I've had funny stories like that with duck shooting. Like, we were at Finney one year, and like that, we had one of the guys, you know, I think there's one at every club, you know, he's the fucking expert at our, you know, he can drive the boat, he can shoot fucking duck, he knows where they're coming in, he knows the best spot to be perched up. So we went out the night before, set up a few decoys, come back in, had the feed and a few pints, and back out the following morning in the fucking pitch dark in the middle of Finney, and down the little estuary out onto the lake, you know. And every 2 fucking minutes, he was on the back of the boat, every 2 minutes, fucking get caught up in reeds.
Oh, Jesus, man.
And my outfit was in the middle of the boat, and he'd be given out to him. I'd be getting fucking stuck, you know. And I'd have to make me way. I was up with the torch in the front of the boat, you know, directing. Left, not that fucking left, the other left. And with that, because I had the longest arms and the most nimble, and that wasn't saying a whole lot. I'd have to make my way to the back of the boat.
Oh, Jesus.
2 hands down at the propeller, free it up, and we get 50 yards. Same
again.
Thing again.
Oh, Jesus, tonight. Oh, man, it would test your phone.
And out into the middle of the lake, and we were supposed to be in the best fucking spot, but sure, there was fucking lads left and right in the middle. I never got a shot at a fucking duck.
Did you know that?
No. And 2 wet feet, 2 wet arms, cold, frozen.
Yeah.
So I like shooting. You know, there's a few ponds and bits and pieces. I just prefer that, you know.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I love the lake now. I think like on a calm day heading across the lake, it's a different experience.
But definitely not on the first anyway.
No, on the first.
On the fucking first. No.
I remember it'd be pitch black dark. You'd be out the next thing. The light start coming up on the first flight to get up, and then it'd be like bang,
Beirut,
bang, and then as they're making their way up to it, they're loving Jesus Christ, the whole lake erupts, you know. But remember, I'd say this one before we wrap it up. Remember another time, the first time, as I say, I wouldn't honestly be great in water. Like, water freaks me out. You know, it's like on the lake and it's dark, and you're like, fuck man, I don't know how deep that is. Do you know what I mean? You're looking at it going, would you be like that too? You'd be like that, would you?
Yeah.
I'd be looking at that going like, fuck, I don't like not to be able to see the bottom, you know. And I remember the first fucking day going down, first time I'd say ever out in this rickety fucking shielding boat. And I had waders, you know, to get the ball out, and sometimes you'd get out like, and, you know, if you're, and I had the waders on me the whole lot, nervous fucking wreck. Someone on the bike said, where's the life jackets? Life jackets? Fuck is your life jacket?
You know you're in trouble then.
I was just there, are you serious? I said, fuck is your life jacket? You're not even the lake. I said, oh Jesus Christ, mate, what do I do here? And then we got on the boat.
You swim, Brady, that's what you do.
You swim is right, man. We got on the boat and I was absolutely terrified. And we were heading across because I had the waders on me, and I'll never forget. And he turned around and he says to me, "Well, go here, yeah, you'd be well unclip them waders, lad." And I says, "What?" "Take the strap and unclip the waders." And he's like, "For what?" Just because if you fall in there and fill the water, he says, you're just like a rocket straight to the bottom.
That's the best thing to say to a man who's afraid of a lake, huh?
Honest to God, he says, if you go in there and fill the water, lad, you'll just be like a rocket going to the bottom. And I was just there, oh, jeez.
That's like saying to a lad in a plane, Jesus, I don't like that rattle.
Honest to God, you're really going to sit in that seat? Yeah. You're going to sit there with you? Yeah, honest to God, Asher, look, we all have stories, I suppose. I suppose we better wrap it up now shortly on that.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Thanks very much for coming in, Ken.
Yeah, honest to God, thanks a million for that. And we might have you on it now maybe again. This could be a regular thing now.
When's your next competition coming up, just before?
Oh God, I don't think there's any coming up today. Actually, I think there's a shoot on Sunday, but it's not
Competition.
Well,
okay.
it's obviously all competitions, but
Yeah.
it's not like an international shoot.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Next September, yeah.
Oh, well, really? Okay. So there is a sort of.
I'll make it again.
Oh,
okay,
sure.
brilliant. Well,
Get all this
we'll
sponsorship behind you.
keep us posted, will you? We'll keep everyone updated on the podcast.
Yeah.
And then in the equine, any competitions coming up in that?
No, that's kind of all finished now as well for the time being.
Okay.
Start back over in the summertime.
Definitely. So you can concentrate on a bit of shooting now for the rest of the year. Brilliant, 100%. Well, listen. Thanks a million again. I really appreciate that, and it's great to get a female perspective on things, and hopefully it'll encourage more women to get involved. And as I said, there's no reason that they shouldn't. You know?
Definitely no reason.
Yeah. Your last comment. What would you say to any woman out there that wants to get into it?
Don't be afraid to give it a go.
Don't be afraid.
Give it a go.
Give it a go.
Give it a chance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
Love to hear that. Well, listen, thanks a million again for joining us. I suppose next, we haven't even talked about what's our next episode. We've that many
What
things.
are we going to fucking do next
I
week?
don't know, man. We've that many shit. Like, I might just quit my job and just do this. Will I get a full-time job?
Efficient. Yeah. No, you never know, man. We'll be well fed anyway.
Yeah. Well, we're going to tune in. We're definitely going to concentrate on a bit of fishing now. One of our next podcasts. We're going to go down to Loch Corrib.
Yes.
No, we won't be by the next episode, but we are going to go down there.
We were invited there last night, I think.
Yeah. There's a man there. He is Fishing Guides Ireland, and he actually works down in Wildhunter. Fierce, nice fella. Didn't actually get his name. Absolute gentleman. But
he's kindly invited us down to have a bit of a spin out with him, and again, it's great. Good enterprise down there, and there's people there willing to help. People get involved in that discipline as well, so that's brilliant.
Yeah, 100%. So that's.
And I'm not fishing literate, as they say, so it'll be an experience. So let's see if they can turn a silk.
100%. Get that pike on.
Yeah.
You'll be hooked right away. So yeah, that's going to be it. Next episode, we're going to be out after a little bit of shooting, so we'll probably do another
Yeah,
episode.
tell you about all we've missed and
Yeah,
Right.
exactly, 100%. Yeah.
the deer we didn't shoot.
Yeah, the avid shoot, exactly. Yeah. Well, look, we'll wrap it up there for now anyway, and safe shooting if you're heading out. And
Over and out.
and keep it country. And we'll talk to you on the next one. Done. That wasn't too bad, was it?
No, it actually wasn't. That's useless to the tutters.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you're fucking not as bad. I tell you, when we started.